Good afternoon, you guys. I know I haven't been around for a while. You probably have hopefully missed some of my content, but part of that has been me restructuring my business a little bit and really focusing on the pieces that I think are most relevant for American culture. And part of that is me spearheading this entire process with face reading. So, face reading, the biggest hurdle I think when explaining face reading to people is that they don't see the value in it because it gets lumped up into psychic fortune telling. They get the idea of someone in in a turban looking into a crystal ball and it being like a 900 number, something gimmicky that people do for entertainment purposes. And my goal, my intent is to really separate myself from that stereotype because that's not what this is. It's a practical art and science, and it's one of the oldest and most original branches of Chinese medicine, and I would argue, even in human culture. We all face read, and that's the thing I always try to bring people back to. We read our children's faces, our romantic partners' faces, our bosses, the people we work with. We are constantly assessing people's facial features to get a feel for what's actually going on inside of them. And the beautiful part about Chinese medicine is that over hundreds of generations and thousands of years later, they documented all of this data, patterns, facial features in relation to personality traits, talents, aptitudes, deficiencies in organs. These things show up on the face. So one of the things that is really nice to have an alarm go off while I'm recording, the joys of live recording. So in any case, the thing that I want you guys to think about, all right, is that face reading is practical. It's accessible. It's one of the things that we all do. It's incredibly powerful. And one of the baseline ideas that I want people to understand about face reading is that we have to look at face reading as a way to assess our aptitudes and strengths, because if we do not lean into the things that we are good at, if we do not lean into our natural gifts, this can make us sick. So Chinese medical theory is pretty strong about this. We have natural gifts, talents, attributes, and if they are not used, this can actually bring physical illness. So a lot of Chinese culture was about using these what we would call, I would say, not using, but looking at our deficiencies, looking at the things that we're not good at, and spending all of our time allocating our resources to make those deficiencies better. So in a sense, eating bitter your whole life and not celebrating your gifts maybe at all. And that's problematic. And so what I'm doing with face reading is really pointing people towards the things that they're naturally good at. If you can identify what you're naturally good at, then by default, you have an alignment and you have a direction to lean into to keep your mind, body, and spirit healthy as you age, because we are here to use our gifts. That's the basic idea. So the thing I always want to bring people back to is also that, form and function relate, you guys. So you've heard me say this before, but the way a tiger is built and the way a monkey are built are two very different things. And if you told both of them to do the same activity, they would struggle respectively depending on what they were doing because they're built differently. Facial features and the nuances that we see in a person's face point to this same kind of mechanism. So just recently, I started a new series on my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube page, which is under my name, Gray Estrada, you will find playlists. There's one playlist for the Lifestyle Medicine Podcast, which has my interviews and my solo episodes where I'm talking about various different topics related to health and Chinese medicine. And there's a new playlist called Face Reading. And thus far, I have read Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Aaron Hernandez, Willem Dafoe, and this last week, Oprah Winfrey. And so what I want to direct you to this week is to go check out this video with Oprah Winfrey. And the reason I'm pointing to that one specifically is because I just created a new 5-minute intro for that video, and it will be at the beginning of all of my face reading videos. And the point of that 5-minute intro is to basically provide a crash course, a very quick crash course in face reading, so that people have a buy-in factor. They understand that this is not psychic fortune telling. It's not me looking into a crystal ball, predicting the future. That 5-minute intro really demystifies the mechanism and the way in which face reading actually works. So I think it's a great primer. It's a great codex to have before embarking into face reading and understanding how and why it works. So that said, check out that video. The link will be below. And if you guys would like a face reading after checking out that 5-minute intro and seeing the video with Oprah, should you watch the entire thing, please reach out to me. You can find me at omnihealthandlifestyle.com, and just understand that face reading is the portal of entry to work with me, but specifically, it's the way I identify the things that you are naturally good at so that we can craft your lifestyle guidance and the things you need more sharply and more succinctly, and to be on point with that direction. So thanks so much for your time, you guys. I look forward to being back in the mix and creating more content for you, and take care of yourself.